And by the way, we got a little Nephilim update here as well.
Nephilim update.
Florida edition. Florida. This is from actionnewsjax.com. I believe it is a Jacksonville outlet. And the headline, Florida man trying to, quote unquote, get the demons out. Arrested for battery.
Florida man.
I think this
We
also,
have a Florida man jingle.
There goes half the wall. Cody just took down half the green screen.
He took down the green screen. Okay.
Yeah, it's
He's
okay.
done. He's finished.
He's done, yep.
He's had enough.
I think this speaks to the topic of the whole theocracy thing, which in kind of a greater context here. I'll tell you why I thought it was a Nephilim update here, but it says here, police arrested a man in Florida on felony battery charges after they say he attacked a victim while talking about demons. Richard Doris is accused of grabbing a 72-year-old by the forehead.
It is always an elderly person.
Yep. 72 years old, too. Very interesting number. You got the 70 or 72 biblically, the 70 table of nations. Jesus sent out 70, and that number is often associated with 72 as well. So, the 70 nations. And, quote, saying religious satanic rhetoric advising he was trying to get the demons out. Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy said in an arrest affidavit, the victim told Doris to let go and that he didn't want to be touched, WFLA reported. Doris refused to let go of the victim, who was unable to get away. Deputies said in the arrest affidavit that Doris pushed the victim's head so hard that the victim fell against an ottoman, causing the victim to fall and cut their right arm. Deputies told WFLA that there was a witness to the incident. Doris is charged with battery on a person age 65 or older.
This sounds so benign.
Yep.
Compared to what other Florida men have done.
Eating faces.
Years ago, a Florida man took bath salts and ate someone's face. This Florida man, who sounds like, as someone who grew up in the Pentecostal tradition, sounds like an especially impassioned. What are you doing over there? Are you
Fixing
hammering?
the green screen. Yeah, I got a hammer.
Okay.
Stop the hammering. I'm hammering.
Stop the hammering.
Sorry. Yeah.
This sounds like a Bible study gone wrong is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it sounds like an elderly person was there, did not want to get saved. And then a very passionate Pentecostal person was trying to get the demons out and
got a little carried away.
Fell onto an ottoman, which tells me that it is not on the level of a man taking bath salts and eating someone's face, but in fact, a Bible study that was happening in a living room. And then brought a police report. Didn't like it so much. I mean, sounds like I'm fine with this situation, with this Florida man getting the police involved. If somebody doesn't want you to push them on an ottoman, it is your right as an American to call the cops on them.
As part of
However, I think you are correct.
Yeah.
To put this in the category of Florida man is a bit of an overstatement, I think.
Florida needs its quota of demonically inspired activity in the headlines every few months.
Right.
So this actually fits the bill. Not exactly,
for
but
sure,
close enough.
For sure, absolutely, 100%. When I read this headline, Florida man needs to get the demons out, hurts a person.
Yeah.
100%. I'm like, oh, geez, there's going to be drugs involved. There's going to be a machete of some kind. There will probably be some sort of run-in with wildlife and definitely nudity in public. That is what I was expecting. Was not expecting it to be a Bible study gone wrong like this.
And the reason why I made it a Nephilim update, I guess it could have just been demonic power as a topic, but here's what I think. Because of these types of stories here that of course, with Florida, especially right now, politically, it's very, with the potential DeSantis president run in 24, there's a lot of focus in Florida here. But the news and the media outlets and everything else, they're going to continue to paint any kind of religious or spiritual, especially Christians, on the fringes, as they say, to be kind of crazy. I have crazy beliefs about demons and crazy beliefs about whatever, exorcisms or, whatever, deliverance or whatever. But in fact, the actual demonic entities, the principalities and powers, they're the ones that are controlling these outlets, right? Ultimately. Maybe not like directly, but I'm just saying, like, just influencing. So it's a very interesting misdirection. It's almost like the tactic of, what's the book that Hillary Clinton was priding herself on that talks about how you call your oppositions, what you are, basically. I forget the name.
Say that one more time.
There was that liberal, somebody in the chat will know. There was that book by a very famous progressive that talked about the tactics of political discourse, how you win in politics.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
I forget the name of
it's
the thing.
You are what you say I am.
Saul Alinsky, thank you, Ebony Blaze. Yeah, Saul Alinsky's methods, of labeling the other, your opponent,
right,
as
exactly
what you are. Yeah, right. And I think that's what we see with the mainstream media saying, "Oh, look at these crazy people that believe in demons and how violent they are."
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, there's been a lot of stories like this leading up to this moment here. Over the years, we've covered a lot of those stories. Remember the Serpent Seed surfer guy, the surfing school guy who went crazy and killed his kids, and he thought it was because
family.
Yeah, he thought it was because his kid was infected by the serpent seed or whatever, and that had to do with Nephilim. The mainstream media mentioned Nephilim in some of the reporting. So again, I tend to think that kind of stuff is just meant to really misdirect the general public, the gritters, to believe that all this is nonsense. But in reality, they're getting the propaganda right from those demonic Nephilim spirits, perhaps. So
sure,
there you go. Happy note.
Love it.
I don't think anybody got hurt with this, by the way. So,
what's that?
I don't think the 72-year-old, other than cutting himself.
Well, he fell and cut himself. It's just not cool.
Fine.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not saying that it was cool. I'm saying,
but it's not like he died or got his face eaten off. Right.
Yes, he didn't lose flesh. Too much flesh.
That shows you how powerful the Florida Man meme is.
It is. Yeah, you had a whole thing constructed before, and that's the thing, you don't have to read, and I noticed this story in particular, not a lot of detail. I actually had to go to actionnewsjax.com to find any kind of detail on it.
Legit.
And it was literally 3 or 4 sentences. There's not a lot on this, and there's other people that have picked up the headline and made little videos. There was one out, I should have kept it. I didn't keep it because I was like, it's pointless. It was more mainstream outlet, and they did one of those video montages with the text, and the music was all metal, man, believe demon, that whole thing. So it's just, I guess it's the way it's painted, but there you go.
Sure. Yeah, there you go.